Hey guys, Triangular Galaxy Productions and the Crazy Chef, which does all sorts of silly things and chucks things around. And today we're going to do a Polish recipe with a slight Crazy Chef twist on it. We're using Fasolka po Bretonsku, which is basically a bean sort of stew. It's Fasoli beans, which are dry white beans, white kidney beans. And we add spices, we add a bit of sausage, bit of pork, onions, tomatoes, barajam, cloves of garlic, bay leaves, and I'll show you the ingredients, but I'll start by saying this time I'm going to use a slow cooker. I put the soaked fasola beans or white kidney beans in the low cooker, in the low heat cooker, the simmering cooker, whatever you want to call it. Covered it with water, and now it's coming up. I've set the time for 2 hours, purely just to select a time. I'll adjust it as I need to adjust it. I'll put it in there. Now I'm going to stick a little bit of salt in, just a few sprinkles of salt. You can adjust it later. Don't over salt, because you really shouldn't use a lot of salt in cooking. There's a ground pepper in it. Again, as you go, adjust. Stir it up. You put a couple of bay leaves in. Well, a little one, so I'll put about 3 bay leaves in. And I'm going to put a little bit of allspice, only a little bit on your hand like that, a little bit. Stir it up and let it simmer. When it comes up to the sort of boil, or not boil, when it gets a bit hotter, I will you do it all by ear, by hand, you know, just do it your own guide if you want. Amateur chef. Right, and I'm now going to prepare the meat side of it. I'm using pork, belly pork chopped up. You can use cured pork. I'm using a chorizo sausage which needs to be cooked. I'm now going to prepare the meat element. I've got 300 grams of belly pork. You can use cured pork, bacon or whatever you've got available. I've got 200 grams of chorizo spiced sausage. This is for cooking, it's not the stuff you slice and eat, it needs cooking. And I've got chopped up 2 medium-sized white onions. So I'm now going to put the pan on and start cooking. Then I'll put it all in with the beans. Groundnut oil, I prefer groundnut oil. The onions in first. I'm Crazy Chef. I don't throw glass, but I do throw other things around. That's why I'm called the Crazy Chef. Anyway, this is be a while. Little sizzler on. The onions are softening nicely now, so I'm going to add the pork. Make sure the frying pan's big enough. Hopefully it is. And I'll have the chorizo. Need a bigger frying pan. Pepper. Add a bit of salt. Now, always be careful, for health reasons if no doubt, always be careful. Don't add a lot of salt, because there's salt in all these food anyway. Naturally, it's natural, so yeah, it's going to cook, and when it's cooked, I will stick it in with the beans in the slow cooker. Okay, we're coming back to the slow cooker, which is about half an hour. Nice and warm, it's working. Okay, now I'm going to put in the cooked onion, sausage and pork. Stir it around. Actually take the bay leaves out. Right, I'm now going to put in four teaspoons full of Murray jam herb, just a tad of paprika. Ooh, too much. That's why I always tip it on your hand, so just a little bit of paprika. Always adjust it on your hand, otherwise you'll end up ruining it by putting too much in. Garlic's in there. Right, I'm adding 1 can of chopped tomatoes. These are Italian chopped tomatoes. This is 200, it's about 400 grams. I will put some more in if needed. I'll put 1 in first. I think we'll go to the recipe and put the 2 in. That's 800 grams roughly of tomatoes, chopped tomatoes. Oh, this looks lovely. There's plenty here. Of course, the idea is you actually, when it cools down, you can actually pack it up and freeze it. Okay, now I'm going to put some about 2 tablespoons full of tomato, concentrated tomato puree. That's it. So it'll simmer for a while. It'll simmer and it'll reduce slightly. And of course, as you go, cook always tastes. Bit more paprika actually. Bit more mustard, pepper, black ground pepper. Bit more salt. Good old stir. Okay, we've been simmering for about 4 hours. I wouldn't normally recommend this. Do it the ordinary way. This is not the Polish way of doing it in a simmerer, but I wanted to experiment in a simmer oven because it cooks it slowly. It infuses all the flavours. But if you want to shorten the period, what I suggest you do is before you put the beans in, you cook them so they become slightly soft al dente, then it doesn't take so long. Right, there we are. And here we go. I'm going to serve some in a bowl. You vary the recipe to suit what you want to do. I'd probably put a little bit more pork in, put a bit less beans in, probably a bit more chorizo. I don't know. It's all a matter of personal taste, and Polish cooks. Oh, it looks like I've sampled too much of the pork. Okay, there we are. There's enough here for me for dinner, and there's enough here to freeze. So there we are. Serve a couple of bay leaves for decoration, and serve it with some French bread or similar. This is crustica gran rustica from Waitrose, but anyway, there we go.